Hey everyone, it's Hunter. I'm back with another Building Vibroblade Ridge. I want to say 20. I'm really not 100% sure. I'm going to be honest. We have to look. This week's segment, we're going to hit a huge milestone. Even though it doesn't take a lot to get there, to reach this milestone, we're going to reach it. And that's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for you to see that. And also at the end, I got a little bit of surprise, for those who, you reach, I know I'm around 20. I'm either 19 or 20, but I'm thinking it's 20. And get through 20 segments. Thanks for sitting down and watching 20 segments, even though I know some of them are boring. Those 0.5 segments may not be interesting, whatever. So I did try to get some time lapse in here. That's a big thing I think that you'll see that fills up is time lapse. And at the end, please stick around to the end. I'm just a little bit of preview. That way you guys can say, no, I need you to change that. There's no way I want to look at that, or to say, yes, I like it, keep going. I do have a question. I'm going to state it here. I'll state it in the video, and I'll try to remember to state it at the end. But rocks formations. I'm thinking about maybe 2, 3, at max 3, but anywhere from none to 3 on a single base plate. I just hit the base plate, so you probably shook a little bit. I think on the droid side we probably wouldn't have any, but the clones they at the battlefield, I'm thinking maybe adding in a couple in there. At the end I kind of point one out. And I know if you go back to early segments, somewhere between episode 1 and episode 4, I briefly mentioned the rocks again. But without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and we're at the end of the segment right now. Alright everyone, this week we're starting off with a whole Barnes & Noble's box of 2x4s in dark gray. I got dark gray because in case I do have some left over, I can use them for, other builds, smaller builds, stuff like that. But I only have, you can see 1.5 left, and I have already, okay, I wasn't sure if I did. I already kind of tore out where the cannon's going to be sitting. I may have to redo it. I'm going to see what that looks like compared to the one over there. I think I got to pull it back one more. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to kind of see what it looks like up there. Because it looks like there's only one row on that one. And I got several back here. So I think I got to take down one more row of 2x4 in the very back. Not like level row, but from front to back. So that blue, you see the white or gray brick and the blue brick. So the blue brick is going to have to come up and then just all the way across. And then we should pretty much be there. I still have, I don't know where the bag / box / cup went. Actually got to locate that now. Of dark tan. So we can go ahead and hopefully, the goal is to plate this entire thing and kind of like I was saying earlier, plate this whole thing and hopefully either just get more of the trench done too. I thought we might be able to get through it, but looking at how much trench I have here and how much slopes I have there, I don't think it's a possibility. But we're going to go ahead and see where I get. So you just saw what I was doing. I got all this plated, which means everything but the, kind of foxholes or blown out sections is covered. I got a great deal done here with the trench. It's looking great. I modified this end, to kind of keep the gray. Nothing crazy, just enough to kind of keep continuity. I still got to do the same thing on the other side because I completely missed that over there. So I'm going to have to tear that all up and do that, which essentially is just really ripping up the these 1x4s. But really, unfortunately, this is all we're going to do because I do have a bunch of parts I can go ahead and start detailing. But it's kind of a hard toss-up. I think I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to quickly just start detailing from over there forward, just because I want, when I get my next order in, I'm going to also have 800 of these, like another 300 of the slopes, and then I'm like another 800 of the dark tan as well, 1x2s, just like these. And then I obviously have my what's remaining kind of my 2x6s, 2x4s, 1x4s, other random tan parts I found, which is nice. But I think what I want to do, kind of end off the segment, just to kind of show the progress where it's going, is I want to start maybe more detailing. We'll just do kind of like that corner, that base plate just over there, see what it looks like. I have a feeling I'm going to love it, because I got to decide down here. It's hard to see just because I got a lot of crap on it. Say crap, not another word, just because I'm losing it up and thinking. I got to decide if I want to add the brown down here as well. Like I have it up here, but then again, it's kind of like, okay, this area's been a lot more blown up, war, seen battle, so it's not, it's very disturbed land, where this is kind of just a staging area, so just as troops may be running back and forth and dropping off supplies. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do that. I think it's more focus on up here, see where I get with that, and go from there. I do actually have to remove all these Clone Wars clones, and I kind of got to start going ahead and getting battle packs. That might be a big thing, as I'm going to figure out, because the order I want to place is also going to have parts for my other project. If you heard me on Instagram and kind of in my last update video, I've been stirring away to some other stuff that's been keeping me busy that's not the Transformers, but something else. And that really doesn't fit in. I can get the Transformers to fit in here, I think, fairly well. If I do a nice little, city or whatever, or maybe a band, something like that with them. But the other thing doesn't work well with what I do here, but I can use Lego with it. So I'm also ordering a whole bunch of parts just for that, and for some non-Star Wars projects, kind of both. So that kind of doubles the price of my order that goes for this. So in a way, it's like, okay, I can justify that, okay, the parts for this only cost, what I planned for. But I'm also going ahead, I'm buying, sorry, I moved my hand over. I thought I was going to switch hands, but I'm not. But I also am kind of spending that same amount of money again, so I can get these other parts in. So I kind of got to justify that to myself. I'm at a weird spot. I got rid of my second job. I just breached another $1,000 in my bank account. I got to pay off my Visa card. I've been ordering stuff online with my new Visa card. Probably should be saying credit card, not Visa card. But my new credit card, and stuff like that. So I'm kind of in a weird spot financially. So I'm thinking next week you're going to just see like a week 0.5 where I do some updates, talk about ideas, and then maybe we'll get into, I'm going to switch hands here, the clones. So I think that's what we're going to do. I know I kind of just talked a lot, what I should be doing the closeout, but let me go ahead, get a little bit more done here, and we can go from there, and I can reiterate what I just talked about. You just watched that time-lapse video. It wasn't long, maybe a minute and a half, I don't know. Because I think like every 10 minutes equates to about a minute, minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, maybe. And since I really didn't get a lot done, in my mind, it's a big step to have all this stuff plated and I can go ahead and start working on. But something big that I think a lot of people wanted to see, and since I have maybe noticed a little bit of a drop in views for building Vibroblade Ridge, I could be wrong, and my counter on my laptop and tablets could just be wonky, but when I'm looking at it, the first few got, over 100 views without question. My last like 6 have, wavered between 90 and 110, which obviously, I get the 0.5s don't do that well, and I'm not in this for the views, and I'm trying not to be. I'm just shocked at how much my channel grew because of this and how little viewing the videos got. I don't know. That's me. Shouldn't be worried. But I thought I'd go ahead and I kind of give you what a final look might look like. I know the brown right now looks really splotchy just seeing it on here, but I think it adds color, it sticks out, and once you get across this whole thing, with more clones to kind of add in more color, and whatnot. I think this is going to be a great, fantastic build. I think this is going to look great. You know, I'm really loving how this works, but the sad part is this is 19 clone figures right now, so that means I am going to have to go out. If I buy 20 battle packs, that'll get me like another 2 base plates. Now, I don't know if this is going to stay the same or these figures going to change. You know, I might leave some of it the same, some of it different. I don't want to go into too much detail of what you know, what I'm going to put in there, but you can kind of get a gist. I tried to hit kind of every point of what, you know, you might see or what I'd like to show, at least for the clone side. But, you know, I did go around, I put brown down. And I think what happens is that since a lot of it is dark tan, the brown sticks out a lot more than it kind of should. You know, in small quantities it looked good. In the foxholes and blown out sections, it looked really good, and it still does. And kind of when if you look at it in person, you kind of step back, it's really nice. I know it kind of looks crazy, but I think once we get clones in and everything in, it'll add more texture, because everyone will be like, wow, you just built it in one color, it looks plain. So it's hard to balance between the, wow, that's plain, and wow, those 2 colors stick out way too much. Why did you use those? So I'm trying to get a balance in there. I'm thinking, you know, having the white as the brightest color, and then I have some other stuff going out through here. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Like I said, you kind of see what I want to do here. I may add rocks kind of like over there. Over here you can see there's a rock. I think it focused. I guess let me know if I should add more of those on here. You know, like I said, maybe 3 formations per base plate. Maybe. That's pushing like 1 to 2, 3. And then obviously I still got a lot to do over here. This hasn't changed, but kind of looking at it from this angle, I still got to fix this right down here that I was talking about. I might even just have it come out with a brick, get some of those corner bricks and just do that because I'm lazy. But I don't know. We'll see. This really isn't held down too much, so it's not that big of a deal if I got to rip it back up. Without further ado, we are going to go ahead and end out the video. I hope you kind of enjoyed this little sneak peek. I'm going to try to get it to focus again. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this sneak peek, kind of to say, this is where we're headed. This is where we could be soon. I'm just waffling between breaking my rule and going below the grand barrier just to finish this mock, or because honestly, the amount of money I got to spend on parts plus the amount of money I got to spend on battle packs is going to be crazy. I'll probably spend, if you want an honest opinion, around 200, somewhere between 100 and 200 on battle packs. But we're going to see. I'm not going to clarify that yet. I'm not going to say that's a definite yes. I will see where it goes, because obviously I think I'm going to need a lot of clones. I mean, that's just right here. That's not down there. That's not on all these. You know, trying to mix them between dead and alive, you know, it's really hard. So probably out of 19, you're going to have 4, maybe 5 dead, 1 or 2 shot or being wounded or being shot, you know, stuff like that. So it is just a lot, you know, to think that you can't just build, you know, a mock and then every figure standing up, you know, you're like, what the, you know, looking at that, you're like, wow. But when next thing you know, when you start having dying and, you know, injured troopers, you know, you got to divide it in half. One between living, like half, 50% living, you know, and then 50% dead, or I guess 20% dead, 30% injured, you know, something like that, or 30% dead, 20 injured, stuff like that, you know, just to add more realism to the mock. But I'm going to stop talking. That's your kind of preview of what I want this final product to look like. I think it's looking fantastic, but I'm going to go ahead and end out the video. So that was week, again, 20. I didn't even bother to look. By the time I turned off the camera, check to make sure me standing actually works. Excuse me. I didn't even bother to check, so my bad. Again, I'm going to go with 20. I'm going to confidently say here 20. If it's wrong, first one to comment, Hunter, you're wrong. It's not episode 20. Gets a shout out in week, what would probably be like 19. I don't know. But so if it's not week 20, tell me, Hunter, you're wrong, and you, my friend, will be the next shout out here on Vibroblade Ridge. I really hope you like that sneak peek. I'm just going to jump in and talk about that. Then we'll go back to the beginning of the video. But I really hope you liked it. That's kind of my idea. And also it tells me, you know, something by doing that, how many clones do I need for this project? You know, or should I go ahead and mix Clone Wars and Episode 2 clones? Comment that down below, because that would save me a little bit. You know, I'd probably still go out and buy at least 10 more of the new clone battle packs, maybe even 15. But if I can go ahead and use kind of intermix with the Clone Wars clones, you know, I'm really hesitant to do that. I really am. It's one of those, maybe I'll finish another base plate and we'll go ahead and we'll check that idea out just to see what that looks like. But, you know, that would allow me to use more clones and not buy as much, or if I buy as much, have even more clones. But again, I'm really hesitant. You know, I'm one of those big people, when I see people make mocks, especially some, I'm going to say, who's a little bit older and wants to adhere to the rules of Star Wars, but, you know, won't because they're cheap or whatever. And I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just saying, like, in general, you know, saying, or even those who just make mocks, you know, for fun. And, you know, for the young guys starting out, I don't hold this against them at all. I get it. I was there. I messed around in that era myself. They just never got out because I wasn't doing the YouTube thing yet. But, like, you know, I see stuff mixed, and it's really more the phase 1, phase 2. It's kind of like, dude, pick an era. You know, and I think some people, you know, some older, more, I guess we'll go with mature or avid Star Wars fans of my channel and of other Lego channels agree to that idea. And, you know, and don't get me wrong, if you're new starting out and you just want a lot of clones in your video, use all the clones you got. Phase 1, phase 2, maybe add a Stormtrooper there too, because I know people do it, and it actually makes me laugh sometimes. I get a good chuckle saying, oh, there's a Stormtrooper, that's great. But, you know, getting back kind of on topic, the Vibroblade Ridge is looking great with that nice prequel, or preview, not prequel, preview. Losing it, let me tell you. And I hope this video is worth the wait, since I was gone for those 2 weeks. I had a great time. If you head to Instagram, I shared some Lego photos I took. It's only in one post, but it's like 9 different photos using that multi-photo picture. I took Clone Captain Rex phase 1, and then I also took my custom Denal. So, you know, if you want to go check out those couple photos, pretty cool. I had a great time there. I actually saw 19 moose, if you know where Isle Royal was. That was great. But also, now let me head back to the mock and head back to the first part of the video. I'm talking really fast, you know, kind of really quick to pause. So I apologize, but I'm hoping all these words get across to you. If not, tell me, honey, you're speaking way too fast. But we did get all the filler brick and all the base plating done. Base plating is anything I consider that's not detailed, so like the foxholes, or the detail that I did on that one base plate, or like the trenches like finished with the slopes. That stuff I, you know, consider finishing and detail. Plating is just everything's on there so I can build on top of that. So that means all the filler bricks done. Great, I love it, fantastic. You have no idea how happy I was to finish that. I'm sure you are too, because you don't have to sit down and be like, you know, if it's another filler brick segment this week, Hunter, I swear, you know, the fun stuff like that. I don't know why. I'm a lot more cheerful through this, because I have also started the EMT Academy, so that does take up a bit of my time. My reading consists of anywhere between an hour to almost 3 hours a day on top of test taking. Again, not every day am I reading, and not every day am I test taking, but on the days I do, you know, downtime. But just so you know, that's why the building was a little slow, and honestly I did it in 2 days, the progress you saw here. So if you go 2 days for about anywhere from 1 to 4 hours of work, that's what I put in this week. Not as much as I'd like to, but I do have to place an order. Sorry, I'm messing with my hands on all that. So I gotta go ahead, I gotta figure out if I'm gonna bite the bullet and say that, or I'm gonna say, sorry guys, I'm gonna put this on hold until I get more money. Any of you who've done a big mock are not as financially stable, you want to, I said, you know, twice. Crazy. Like when you're looking at getting these big sets, and you're like, oh, I want all these little, you know, battle packs. I want to get like 6 battle packs so I have a nice army, but I want this giant tank. Now you got to figure out, you got to prioritize, you know. I'm in that same situation. Now, granted, you know, instead of $20 versus, you know, 50 or $90, it's $80 versus 300, but you know, it's the same basic idea. And by saying 300, you know how much I put into this. And kind of continue on this tangent just for the fun of it. Let's be real, I haven't talked to you guys in 2 weeks, so I'm just yapping. I was hanging out with one of my friends, and she's like, Hunter, how much money do you think you put in your Lego? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, probably, let's say, you know, I'm estimating here, $1,200 into my first project. And then let's say, I think I said at least $1,000 into this project. No, more closer to 2,000 to this one by the time I got in all the filler brick and stuff. And she's like, how many do you think you have? And I'm like, that's not the sets. Well, what about the sets? I'm like, yeah, somewhere, but you know, probably a couple of thousand there, you know, but buying at retail price, you know, by the time, you know, resale value could be more or less. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. I could have bought a new car. So that's what I'm battling with right now. So that's a little kind of financial background, business background, and time management, such as the EMT. And as I mentioned, I think I mentioned it earlier, going into that not Lego related, not fully Lego related hobby I once had with the Transformers. Like I was saying, I could work with the Lego, do some fun stuff, or in general just post cool Transformers poses with, you know, the Lego figure at least, so it still stays Lego. This other one, I can kind of build structures for it out of Lego, but that's about it. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, it kind of goes back a little bit in age range. It's something I loved as a child, and it's something I've suddenly, sparked interest in again. So I'll be doing that. Without further ado, I'm going to end this on these few simple notes. One, comment, Aaron, I just need these 2 questions answered this week. Please, guys, answer my questions. It helps me out a lot. Rocks or no rocks? I'm not going to go crazy with them. I'm not going to go, a foot tall. And no, just, basic rocks. And then, should I mix Clone Wars Episode 2? I'm leaning towards no, but if you guys say go ahead and try it, I may even go ahead and just try it. So next segment you guys can see what this would look like. So maybe I'll tear down those guys, or a couple of them, put some Clone Wars figures in there, and we can kind of see what that looks like. If it looks good, cool. If not, nah, we won't do it. But otherwise, guys, thank you for sitting through my yapping. It's been 2 weeks, so I'm hoping you guys come to watch this video. I'm sorry for the long wait, and it's great to see you all again. If you follow me on Instagram too, I'm going to try to be picking up the pace more, but since I have been focused on that other stuff, I'm working on a custom for that stuff, and that's taken me a lot longer between ordering it in and working on it. It's about, we'll say 4 times larger than a Lego figure that I'm trying to custom. So I'm going to stop here. Please rate, comment, subscribe, answer those questions. Remember, if this is not episode 20, comment, Hunter, you're wrong, and you could win the next shout out for Vibroblade Ridge. I'll see you in my next video.